Aloha, I'm Kiana Cayabyab, and you're watching Star News Live. Here are today's top Hawaii headlines from the editors at the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. For the first time in a year, monthly visitor arrivals to Hawaii have increased as vaccinations and pent-up demand for travel help fuel a tourism recovery. The Hawaii Tourism Authority reported today that visitor arrivals in March rose 1% when compared with March 2020. In all, nearly 440,000 visitors came to the islands last month. While the increase from a year earlier was small, Hawaii tourism officials hope it is just the start of a recovery for the state's largest industry. Hawaii's visitor industry hit rock bottom on March 26, 2020, when the state began a 14-day mandatory travel quarantine. The slump lasted until October, when the Safe Travels Hawaii program began and allowed travelers to avoid quarantine with a negative coronavirus test. Hawaii health officials reported one new coronavirus-related death and 122 additional infections today. The fatality was on Kauai, the island's second virus-related death. The statewide COVID-19 death toll is now 483. Hawaii's total number of infections since the start of the pandemic is now 32,232 cases. Today's new infection cases include 79 on Oahu, 26 on Maui, 6 on Kauai, 4 on the Big Island, and 7 Hawaii residents diagnosed outside the state. State health officials also reported 14 new hospitalizations today. There are 1,116 currently active infections in Hawaii, with the vast majority of them on Oahu. For the first time in more than 30 years, Honolulu prosecutors plan to conduct independent investigations into Honolulu Police Department shootings. City Prosecutor Stephen Alm told the Star-Advertiser that his office will look into the recent HPD fatal shootings of Lindani Mayeni and 16-year-old Ira member Cayabyab. Alm said his office will determine whether criminal, civil, or administrative action is warranted in the shootings. Cayabyab was shot and killed by officers on April 5th after a police chase that ended with the car crashing into a canal on Kalakaua Avenue. He was driving a stolen Honda Civic that was allegedly involved in a crime spree. 29-year-old Lindani Mayeni was fatally shot on April 14 during a violent confrontation that left 3 HPD officers injured in Nu'uanu. The officers were responding to a 911 call of a burglary in progress. Neither Mayeni nor Cayabyab were armed, but police say a replica gun was found in the car that Cayabyab was driving. The father of a 9-year-old Big Island girl who starved to death has pleaded no contest to manslaughter. Kevin Lejano pleaded guilty to a reduced charge as part of a plea deal with prosecutors. He faces up to 20 years in prison when he is sentenced. Lejano, his wife, and his mother-in-law were indicted on second-degree murder charges for the 2016 starvation death of Shaylin Lejano Stone. A judge last month sentenced the girl's mother, Tiffany Stone, to 10 years probation after Stone pleaded no contest to manslaughter. Her mother, Henrietta Stone, pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder. Henrietta Stone remains in jail and has a hearing scheduled for Friday on a court-ordered mental examination. After a 911 call, police found Shaylin unconscious in Henrietta Stone's apartment on June 28, 2016. The girl died later that day. Finally today, Hawaiian monk seal Kaiwi and her new pup continue to draw scores of onlookers each day on Kaimana Beach in Waikiki. Kaiwi gave birth to the male pup on Monday, and federal wildlife officials immediately roped off the area to keep people away from the endangered species. But people are still flocking to the area each day to watch the adorable pup and its protective mother from a safe distance. Kaimana Beach is the same Waikiki location where Rocky, the monk seal, gave birth to a pup in 2017. The pup was named Kaimana after its place of birth and kept visitors enthralled for more than 40 days until its mother weaned it and swam away. For more on these stories and all the latest headlines, subscribe to the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Visit Hawaii's top source for breaking news online at staradvertiser.com and download the Star-Advertiser mobile app. Also, don't forget to enter our Mother's Day prize pack giveaway. There's only a couple of days left, so go ahead, go to staradvertiser.com for more details. Mahalo, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.